All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's break down, of course, the games. Before I break down the game, I think this is an important moment to understand the beauty of competition. You know, I think when you have a tournament like this, growth and progression matter so much, and especially when you have a circumstance where you have two teams that did face off against each other, took a series to 5 games, and additionally scrimmed each other too, right? The matchup specifics and how people are going to show up on the day and how the preparation is going to look like, we can only theorize. I generally believe that making any prediction coming into the day was reasonable, right? Like if you wanted to take the T1 side, you could argue, of course, T1 is a team that does bounce back. They're a team of higher pedigree. They beat G2 once already. They're going to repeat it. The top esports, of course, the top esports victory, top esports underperformed and G2's getting overhyped for it. I think those arguments are very, very fair to make. On G2's side, right, you could say that the PSG and the top esports series, they ramped up. Hansama looks better than ever. Faker's form is looking really, really rough. T1 have a very poor read, of course, on the meta. I think that you could make reasonable arguments for any prediction, and I think no one would, like in terms of the analysis, I don't think that anyone would look stupid if you brought those valid reasons. And then in terms of how things plays out, you know, that's a part of the game, you know. You have to win out on the clutch. You need to take the opportunities that the enemy gives you, and sometimes you're just that disciplined that you don't give those opportunities, and that's the layers and the levels to the game, right? It's like Gen G is a team that barely gives opportunities, and they are rated as a better team for those reasons, right? And I am curious to see how the tournament progresses, but let's take a look at T1 versus G2. Caps definitely, you know, Steph Curry. I think Caps... It's crazy how much Caps has carried this region, you know? Like, there was a moment in time after the World Finals with Fnatic where Caps was offered an absurd amount of money to go to North America, and then Perks said, let's make this team here in G2. I will go 80 for you, and we can make a super roster, right? And it's crazy that Caps has found a way to outdo himself. I think that's what makes both Caps and Chovy so unique in this split, is that, you know, when we are looking at Chovy and Caps as players, obviously Chovy is the best player in the world. I'm not saying that they are equal level, but the fact that they both find their peaks now in this spring and coming into MSI is insane, by the way. Like these splits can be argued as like the best splits that these players have ever had, and to say that when both of them have such a massive catalog of fantastic tournaments, it's amazing. I think that Caps for me, of course, I think that he was the second best mid laner at this tournament. Chovy is just a bit, I say this in the most flattering way possible, he's a bit inhuman. Like his judgment of space and his judgment of how that extends into everything that he does, and his precision in terms of how he farms side is a bit ridiculous. Like a bad Chovy game is insane, you know? I also don't want anyone, I hope we get this out of the way, because at game 3 it's like Caps got hooked by Korea, but with what Caps achieves in the game, he plays on the edge the entire fucking time. He plays with low HP bars. He's the ultimate squeezer, you know? He's the ultimate squeezer, and I think that, you know, plain and simple, like, occasionally something like that happens. Caps had a really, really good series today. The only thing that I'm curious about is that in that game 2, I want to understand how the fuck did Azir recover? Because Aurelion Sol and Viego, they should be able to dominate side when Faker was 0-3 down, but somehow Azir caught up in CS. I need to check how that happened, man. I really, really need to check how that happened. Some people are talking about how like the night thing, but I think that just opens up a different conversation. I'm going to do my absolute best. I'm going to do my absolute best to not get one guide and spiral the conversation into some different reason. No, of course, Ozzy. I'm not saying that it wasn't a mistake to play on that mid wave. It was very bad. Like Mickey trying to find the engage and then Caps getting caught. It was definitely a mistake. Yeah. Isn't being the ultimate squeezer a bad quality? Honestly, Caps is getting so much out of it. You know, it's like Caps in G2 create circumstances where mid laners go 0-3, man. That can blow up games, you know? That can blow up games. Okay, let's take a look at game one, guys. I think game one, plain and simple, I have to say, I said it in Champion Select 2, I think this is one of the worst drafts we saw from G2 all tournament. This is like on par, in my opinion. This is on par with what we saw from Bilibili in game 3. Like, this is such an overcook. Like, I have no clue what happened in scrims, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know if Yike just decided to play every fucking Canyon champ in the world, like with the Kazakhs blind on 4, LeBlanc into Oriana, Draven Poppy. It's like Draven Poppy, I thought they were crazy to pick this, but at least the enemy picked Kalista, right? Like here, I thought they're gonna go Varus, Renata, and then I thought it was lights out straight up. But at least they gave Kalista, at least they gave Draven Poppy value, so God bless, right? And then they pick LB, which is, yeah, you know what Caps is saying here? Caps is saying here is, we are better 3v3 mid. Pick me a good jungle to match with me, and we're going to pressure Faker because Faker is underperforming. That's what LB is. Because isolated 1v1, this matchup is very bad. This matchup is horrible isolated level 1v1. Oriana wins trades, wins the lane. You need to make sure that there is enough disruption and chaos. A lot of disruption and chaos. And then the enemy team, you know, into LeBlanc, Kazakhs, and Draven showing, like, locking Camille Sejuani like that is just beautiful. It's just really, really fucking good. This LeBlanc is very sad to play this game. Kazakhs is playing into this composition too. Like, this is a terrible, terrible Kazakhs. And then finally we have the Jax here. the Nidalee Lee Sin bans are so funny, no? Like, Nidalee Lee Sin into Kazakhs is extremely, extremely hilarious. I don't know if Yike went on some fucking canyon spree in scrims or some shit, because these are not champions that I would necessarily like place him on. Like, when I was looking at this real time, I was like, is he gonna play Viego? Are they going to pivot and pick Poppy jungle now because the enemy showed support and they have some range support planned or something? I thought maybe they're gonna play Viego, maybe they're gonna play Jav, and maybe Lee, I thought, you know, but I think just this rotation here is just terrible. And then here on 5, I think that he is like, what do you actively pick here? The only question once again is that you send Poppy top into Camille and then you pick a better support into Renata. That's like the main thing. Like, let's say they go Poppy top and let's say they pick Rumble. Rumble here, or like Nico. Like, I think that could be something, you know? They pick Nico on 5, go Poppy top into this. I think it would be better than picking Jax. I personally, I really, really don't like Jax. I think Divine Sunderer being gone for Jax is just, it makes this champion so weak. Like, even in the spots where Jax looks good, I just think that the conditions he needs to achieve to be useful, like in the past, if you're behind on gold, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is, and that's okay. But at least you would recover when you get Black Cleaver, Divine Sunderer, big swings. It's like, you could be 20 CS behind with Jax, you reach Divine Sunderer, you win side. Then you scale with Hourglass, Black Cleaver. You have so much CDR in your build, 60, 70 CDR ability haste, and your E is perma on, your Giga tanky. But this champion is not the same anymore. Like, Sundered Sky, like, Sundered Sky is and fucking Trinity, bro. Like these items, bro, compare them to Divine Sunder and Black Cleaver, bro. Or like Frozen Heart even. It's just a completely different champ. Like, it's just not the same. It's really, really not the same.
Shockwave to be guaranteed with the Vi, or do you want the
I repeat again, like when I saw this draft in game one, like it's like the drafts like this make me want to start gambling. But this was, it's like the amount of work that G2 needs to play so much better than T1 at so many levels that it's just so unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. So unrealistic. Bilibili open at 170 versus T1. Whoa. The people really underestimate Bilibili after that series. It's like I think Bilibili Genji was a very competitive series, but Genji outprepped them, right? Like the hole that they dug themselves in game 3 was horrible, and maybe they can replicate that because of depth. But I think that game 3 was lost before minions spawned, and game 2 Bilibili like dove and gave triple, right? But that's Bilibili. Like they dive bot, they do it recklessly and they get away with it, and they do it on the absolute edge, right? So I'm not saying that can't happen again, but when the games were competitive and there was some stride, you could see the qualities of Bilibili. I'm just saying you don't get to see the qualities of Bilibili in game number 2 and 3. And Genji is just giga disciplined, you know? It's like Bilibili play with a range. Let's say Bilibili can play 100% games, right? But their range is between 90 to 100. I think this is their range. And even earlier in the tournament, they dropped down to fucking 70s. This is my, like, how far away you are from perfect performance. While Genji is like at a solid 95% at all times. Like, which is insane, you know? 70 was fucking Bilibili versus PSG, you know? They are just, Genji is just slamming 95s. It is the floor of Keen and Chovy is just insane. It's just really, really insane. Like Chovy and Keen as your solo laners, they are just impeccable. You know? I mentioned them specifically because Canyon plays with some variants, and I think the bot lane also comes with some variants. Chovy's Ori game was not a 95. Well, that was like the thing is, Chovy didn't even play bad on Orianna. I just really didn't like his build, and I think that picking Viego was just so bad. Like picking Viego Orianna was really shit, you know? Because in the same vein, I think Genji's draft was not good game 1. But let's focus on this. Faker is getting pressured on mid. We had the timers from BB, which was cool, you know, onto mid, onto the wave. The Kha'Zix is farming. Both is farming, trading side. The key thing here is that Faker is forced to base, which is a small advantage, forced to base with refillable no tier. So this is already good. And once again, you know, a key detail here is if the enemy, one team initiates the swap, and then Kalista and Renata base to match bot, the enemy top lane, basically Zeus, will always have TP advantage. This is like a cheeky victory that you get every time. And a player like Zeus can really leverage that, bro. Leverage a TP advantage, he can do that. He can really do that. My hair looks good, by the way. My hair looks fucking good. You know, like I made a big deal about the fucking bet, but do you think I would bet if I didn't have some intent? You know, it's fucking summer, bro. It's fucking summer. And we continue. So BB gets a good trade in, right? It's like Zeus wants to thin out the wave and chip away at the wave to make sure that, you know, BB is going to, he's going to try to stack the wave, crash the wave naturally. Still here, Faker has the wave in good position, can't get ganked. It's like, this matchup is horrible, man. That hairline is crazy. What do you mean that hairline is crazy? Bro, my hairline is fucking sick, by the way, bro. My hairline is good, man. My hairline is good, man. So I got the fucking Magneto, bro. Like, I'm going to fucking fucking waterbend the blood in your body and make it boil, bro. I got that Vegeta, man. I got that Magneto. I got that Ang riding Appa. Always plan ahead, baby. No turkey, bro. No crescent flag. Got that McDonald's, bro. We boycott McDonald's. All right. So BB gets the crash. It's not that big of a deal. I think the TP disadvantage is the bigger deal in a different game, right? Like we see that in game number 3. But here you see they secure vision for Faker around mid. He's winning the matchup, but there's nothing that Caps can realistically do in this game. Like, this is just a 1v1, you know? T1 get the first Drake. Like, playing Poppy. Like, Poppy lost out on the level 1, 2, 3, so the swap makes a lot of sense for T1 on many levels. They get the TP advantage on top. They lose 2 platings on bot, but they move away from Poppy's early levels 1, 2, 3, because this is where this champion really swings hard, you know? Like, Poppy damage is really insane, level 1, 2, 3. And a lot of the games where Mickey played Poppy was when they like invaded. They invaded, got split maps going, they fought to the death level 1. Poppy with Halo Blades is really tremendous level 1. So already out of the early game, I do think that T1 is super, super happy. Anything that is even is super winning. Let's just fast forward. They get a Drake as well. CS is looking good. Tabi Ninja here for Kalista against Kha'Zix, the Raven, Jax. Makes a lot of sense, a little Tabi Ninja. The wave is bouncing. Here in this spot, G2 decide to just walk on the top wave. Jax goes into bot. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. Not so sure what the reasoning is. I guess it's just a question of I guess it's just a question of Camille having TP. Trying to judge what information G2 is going off of to just walk on top. Maybe just Korea not having base yet. T1 finally dropped Senna. I think G2 banned Senna, right? Or am I crazy? Now I need to check. Yeah, they banned Senna. Because that's the additional detail, right? It's like G2 didn't go with the strategy where they ban mid laners. I talked about this in my breakdown. Maybe G2 just fears all the bot laners, you know? Double null sex, thank you very much for the tier 1. I think they should have tried the mid lane strat to just see what's hiding behind that door, but maybe they saw Faker playing ASOL and Scrim and they thought these mid lane bans are pointless. Okay, so we get the swap in. Surprised to see Gumayushi going on hit in this game. It seems like we have a just complete shift. I thought this was going to be like a lethality fucking Kalista. Not sure. Attack speed Kalista does give you the famous fucking T1 Nashers as one chatter states, so maybe that's a part of it. But it's like playing attack speed Kalista. Like here, the lethality is super good. You fucking stab. You stab the LeBlanc and there it is, you know? So we get the swap going. They send BB into a slow pushing wave out. Camille gets to crash. And Raven is slow pushing a wave. Caps gets a plating. Zeus opens on bot side to match the Jaximus. And he's on the freezing wave. Here you see Faker. Like, already these conditions is fantastic for Faker. He has flash up. He has vision on top side. And he has mercs. Already this game is tough for LB. Like, LB needs so much momentum to carry the game. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Zeus mechanically kind of grieves, you know. Hey, at least Bob was right. Yak didn't play Vi this entire series. No, don't bring up Bob again. It's like, the weird thing was, right, it's like I didn't even say that G2 prioritized Vi, and he was talking as if I did. He said, Vi, they don't play Vi. And I said, they do play Vi. And I'm only mentioning the Vi because this is a case where T1 first pick Lucian. Obviously, that wasn't relevant today because G2 just permabanned Lucian. But that was the only case where a Vi prio would go up. Yeah? Bro, like Bob sent me some really unhinged messages on Discord. Like, he wrote maybe like, I don't know, he wrote like maybe like 80 sentences to me, man. 80 sentences he wrote to me. Like, first he was like, you're so bad faith, blah, blah, blah. I said they don't prio it. And I'm like, bro, you said they don't play it. And then eventually he threatened me. He's like, I have 500,000 subscribers. I'm going to talk shit about you, you bald fuck. No wonder you got fired every job. Like, I was like, bro, like, where did this go, bro? It's mental, bro. And like, he just said, you're just running away. I was like, bro, I didn't even read the messages yet, bro. I went completely unhinged. So the 500k subscriber person is going to come out. Then we know it's Bob. So here I was very surprised that they had lethal, man. Very surprised. It's just Jax has no E, right? Jax has no E. The E flash misses. I was very, very surprised that they even have lethal here, man. Very surprised that they have lethal here. No, it's like, on my end, I don't care too much, right, about Bob. Like, but I hope he's okay. Like, that's genuinely, you know? That's genuinely, like, I hope he's alright, you know? I was so surprised that they have lethal here, man. Look at that gank distance they covered. The slow push out owner doing a lane gank. This is a very, very nice lane gank. I would never fucking expect this shit, man. Never ever expect this shit. Because it's like, after this, I thought BB's safe, man. He ults. Full CC chain. What a crazy, crazy gank. Like, Jax no E and they just one-shot him through Doran Shield and Phage. Like, crazy gank. But they just knew. They must have known, of course. Otherwise, Ono wouldn't waste time like this. Like, Zeus fucked up the E flash. That's why I thought, bro, he's just safe. Yeah, I like the Faker that saves R because he knows Yak has to flash either way because he saw the jump. This is cool. Very cool. Here, interesting maneuver again. It's like the item disadvantage. They opened on bot side on the Camille lane, away from the Draven. I think the idea here is plain and simple. The Drake is spawning, so they're opening on bot side, and also Draven has Essence Reaver. Here I can explain it easily why T1 is going into bot. They just want to play Drake, you know? They just want to play Drake. They just want to play Drake, plain and simple. Here, this is a very crucial mistake from Zeus. I think being under this turret is very greedy. And I think it's crazy. It's crazy that Yak doesn't give the kill here to Draven. Draven has 246 stacks. And here, this is one auto, you know. One auto, he dies. And then Yak says, change is good. And he takes it. Bro, Draven could have cashed out here. It could have been maybe something, you know. He just yoinked it. The cope would be, they are saving the Draven execute for a big team fight moment. But I think the gold would be better. Hans' reaction? He had a reaction? No way he had a reaction. He actually had a reaction? Oh, he shook his head. He shook his head. He shook his head. Look at that. He's a... I could imagine Hans say, it's okay. Like 1 second of pain into it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. The classic EU. The classic EU cope is it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Your team completely runs it down. It's fine, it's fine. It's fine. We're 5k gold behind. It's fine. Here, I wanted to highlight, Zeus shouldn't go under that turret, right? Very important that he doesn't. On the swing back here, the 3 grubs, they secure first turret. They could have gotten Hansama cash out. They get full first turret, and then the cheeky move, really, really cheeky move here from Hansama is to chop up the wave like a fucking sushi roll, man. Look at that, man. He gets the ult on the wave, make sure that it doesn't hit anyone on the way, and then they're trying to block it, but it's too far away, man. If they walked and blocked it, it could have been a difference maker. But here, Jax and Poppy are allowed to cross. It's like G2 really accomplished a lot here in this sequence. They kill Zeus top, get the first turret, get the 6 grubs, and also they managed to defend bot. This was really, really nice, you know? Because BB here is coming in, he's playing on his E, and then look at Papushka. I think there is no kill here on Gumuyushi. Keep in mind, this is a good Poppy ult. Some people in chat I remember saying, oh, why did he ult Gumuyushi away? Keep in mind, he has bailout. He has bailout, and also Jax has no E already. This is a fight that Kalista and Renata are going to win, you know? They have bailout. They're going to kill BB there if he Qs on him, and then bail out, and then GG, you know? But BB here saved the bot turret, got 6 grubbies, killed Zeus, could have had cash out, and they got the full turret. As you can see, look at the gold swing. Look at how much the gold shifted since this point. It's like we have 15-15, and look at how much the gold just improved over this sequence. Look at how massive that gold swing is. Gorgeous. Now we extend. We have Draven opening on the Kalista lane. Like Kalista Renata tempo is also really fucked. Mickey gets the cancellation. Jax gets the cancellation. Draven walks here and he's gonna get another tower, man. Gets another tower. Really good fucking economy swing here from G2. Imagine the cash out was in Hansi's pocket. He would swing a big Infinity Edge dick here. And Gumuyushi would open here with no Blade of Ruin King, you know? So it's like, oof, this is so close. So close. So close. I want to look at this combo because I thought real time that Caps did max damage. W into R, Q, E, electrocute proc. Does he auto? He gets the auto in. Do you guys see how fucking Caps good is? He W autos, cancels it with, look. Do you guys see? He gets a cheeky auto in. He missed the first W. Guys, he's not in range for the first W. He missed the first W. That's just not in range, plain and simple. He's looking for the lethal with R. It's like, Faker's having a bad tournament, but he's not that boosted that he's going to like die to a dry W, you know? Oof. All right. And the key thing here is Caps just wants to squeeze more and the wave is slow pushing out and Camille is not showing on the wave. Caps should know, you know, Caps should know. He could flash W, then Orianna flashes too. I think his hope here is that he burns flash without burning his flash. Like, he's trying to burn Faker's flash without the flash. And then here Caps feels safe because he has the ward, but Zeus hugs the wall and doesn't spot, you know? He might have been able to Apo chain. No, he couldn't. He should like he's not going to get max range, you know. All right. Yeah, the death there from Caps and Burning Flash is not the greatest, right? This was also very close. This would have executed for sure. Gumuyushi, fucking ice in his veins. We continue. Here again, I thought that T1 is crazy, which is pushing for fights like this, you know. But they found a way to make it work, you know. It's like Mickey. Like I was saying this, I thought that Mickey Poppy was incredible, but I think Poppy Super still sucks. Does that make sense? It's like Mickey made it work. But I still think Poppy Super sucks donkey balls. I think it's just a shit champ. Not gonna lie. I think it's really ass. And I thought that it would be exposed in the Top Esports series, but like Top Esports like Perma Bandit. Like Mickey is insane though. Mickey's insane. Maybe just into Kalista, but this is into Kalista, right? No, it's like, it makes sense. I'm not saying they shouldn't pick Poppy. Don't get me wrong. But if we are looking at situations realistically, what does actually Poppy offer here without ult? Like, she ults, She ulted out, and then I'm not sure what Mickey's doing here, but he's just fucking easing and it's just one shot, you know? Like here, probably Mickey should just do nothing. To be fair, I do think that Mickey played the champion too aggressive because he needs to just peel the Camille. I think if he understood that, I think it would have made sense, you know? Like, if he peels the Camille, I think he's a lot more useful, but here he just fucking is one shot and gets Q2'd by Camille, like. Gumayushi survives with 1 HP, and G2 managed to get the Herald, but I think, you know, Hansama getting the fucking, the kill for the passive is very cool, but here Hansama also almost outplays Zeus, right? He resets the auto swing timer by going into the bush, but Zeus just gets his passive, guys. He just gets his passive back. That's crazy, man. That is like crazy. Bro, he just gets the fucking adaptive shield. That's crazy, man. Like Zeus almost got smacked. Like the Hansama genuinely had a decent series, in my opinion. He had a decent series, you know? I think that he did level up in this tournament. The passive doesn't matter though. What you talking about, Willis? Let's see if you're right. You're right, you're right. It actually wouldn't have mattered. I think that's fair, man. He did no damage to the shield. Fair point, fair point. You're right there, you're right there. You're right. But okay, once again, it's like T1 going even these situations and being relatively even in gold makes perfect sense. There was some commentary about like the gold disadvantage and the fact that Kalista has a shutdown. The thing is, I can tell you guys, shutdowns don't work at all with like something like Draven passive, you know? His passive gold income doesn't count into shutdown. The same way Pike gold doesn't count into shutdown. Gold that comes out of this shit, they like TF passive that are generated elsewhere, doesn't count. The calculation happens purely off of gold from kills and also from minions. And I have to admit, I'm not sure how it works with turret gold, but I don't think it matters either. I don't think turret gold actually adds up. I don't think turret gold actually and plates, I don't think they do anything for it. But I could be wrong here. Maybe someone correct in the comments on YouTube or in the chat. But the main thing is, like, I know that it's like they're creating an aggregate of 4.2 because you count the support as 0.2 and the same thing for kill, you know? I don't think turrets, the toilet paper, TP, I don't think they count plates and turret for gold. So here in this case, Draven has turret gold and he has passive gold, so they don't count at all. And that's why Kalista with a 2-0 lead here has a shutdown. And I think it makes sense in terms of what we know. Does it make sense for the game? I'm not so sure, but I do like that Platings doesn't give you a shutdown. And I like that Draven passive doesn't give you a shutdown. It's a part of the champ, right? Like, if you have a penalty for something that's built into your champ, you know, you would have to evaluate it different. But here, Kalista's on a 2-0-1 kill spree, right? All right. So, Infinity Edge, you see a big item gap, right? i.e. Essence Reaver. I think that, of course, drakes like this, T1 can give them up. I don't think that they need to fight. I don't think they need to fight, you know. I was surprised that the G2 choose not to fight this. I wonder if it's just related to the fact that Hansama has no flash. But if G2 wanted to, they could set up for this. I wonder if it's a question of Kha'Zix being close to item, LeBlanc wants to farm, but I feel like if you don't want to take fights like this, I don't know when you will, you know. But Hansama has no flash, maybe that's the crucial detail. Is T1 back on form? I don't think so. If you think back on form means a tournament favorite T1, Worlds T1, definitely not. I still think T1 is an underdog coming into the next best of 5. They are underdog against Bilibili. They should be underdog against Gen G2. Heavy underdog. Like to win this tournament from T1 would be an insane achievement. Insane achievement. It seems to me that it's just limiting mechanically good players. Why do they like it so much? So we talked about Senna a lot, but I think Senna provides you a lot of flexibility in what you can pair with it. I like it with Nautilus if you have to blind. I think also in terms of a swap game, you are very, very nimble, and it's very, very hard to keep track of what Senna wants to do in the game. In a game that is centered around void grubs and your top lane and your mid lane, you just basically can roam wherever you want with Senna. Simply not picking Senna Tam is a huge step for T1. We don't know if they would, because G2 permabanned Senna today. I don't know if they did on blue, so at least in first game they banned Senna. I don't recall right now. Okay, we fast forward. So to get the turret, gold-wise, G2 have not done enough in my opinion. Blue side's composition just becomes tremendously broken, and this is the nail in the coffin. You know, like people were very disappointed with Yike's performance. I think the weird thing about Yike in a lot of the worst games of his career is when he picks really shitty champions. Do you guys remember when they played Karma Ivan mid-jungle as an example? Or like Kha'Zix or his Belveth angles. There's definitely moments where it gets very weird. Here he just gets CC chained. Korea puts the ult down to carpet, you know, to just mask them. Korea movement is good here. And then Yike eventually dies here. No flash, no Diddy. And that's it, you know. I guess no Diddy, we shouldn't say that anymore. That guy is on the run. Zeus a little bit here wonky. I'm trying to look at what Zeus, what he does here. It's like you have Mickey coming to tackle Zeus into the wall, and he's getting one tap, but I guess it doesn't matter. All of his team collapses on them, and all is good in the hood. But this is, I think, just a game loser. Plain and simple. Caps dies on the back end, and I think maybe if Zeus gets his ult off, I think if Zeus ults the Poppy E, I think would have been tremendous. You know, would have been massive. Okay. I think there's not much left to add in this game. I guess in this fight, I think this was also an opportunity. I like that Caps is just matched with Orianna. Orianna would be so much more useful here. Somebody asked why nobody plays Zaira Khan, because think about, for example, the bot lanes in this game. Zaira Khan can't lane against either Kalista Renata and Draven Poppy. There's just nothing there, man. Here, I think just Mickey, they kind of lost position, and I think that like here, I don't know what BB did. Like he hits the plant with E, and he just wastes his E, stuns nothing, and then Hansama gets isolated here over the Poppy E. Camille just comes and snacks on him, and then he kites backwards. I think Hansama needed to kite forward here. He really, really needs to kite forward here because he's playing with Cleanse. He needs to fight together with his brothers. But instead, his back movement here, Zeus isolates him, and it looks like Zeus, as you can see, he queued a plant. He queued a plant to set up his Q2, so he Q2 right out of the situation. Isn't the idea of lane swap is to avoid losing lane? Well, you can't dodge them forever, right? We see the situations that eventually happen when teams get matched, and then you need to face the music. And the music isn't so pretty for Zaira Khan. Zeus, he prepared his Q and he one-shot Hansi. Hansi lost position there, needed to kite forward, but also Poppy didn't have spells. Like Poppy needs spells to save him. And now, of course, the game is completely over. The game is just completely over. Yak tries to steal, but he's playing a dogshit champ. Alright. That is all she wrote. That is all she wrote. Game number 2, guys. Let's jump into it. Let's have a conversation about the draft at first. I think this draft was much better from T1, but still, I mean, from G2, but still. My main issue, right, with the draft is I don't like Viego. I don't like Viego. I know Viego is a comfort for a lot of players, but I think that what Viego contributes in terms of side lane 2v2s, I just think this champion needs to be carried by the composition so fucking hard. I think that Viego is like good. I think Viego is good with Nico. I think Viego is good with Lissandra. I think Viego is good when you have a mid laner that does everything in his life to just set you up. You know? I don't think that Viego is that great of a champ. Let's just pull up how Viego. Like I remember so many losses. I remember Owner losing with Viego. I remember that. I remember that Canyon lost with Viego yesterday against Genji, and that was also a terrible draft in my opinion. It's like the comp needs to be complete without you existing. You don't contribute anything to the composition when you pick Viego. You're just a fast clearer, you know? You're basically AD Nidalee without the poke. Like that's pretty much it. So we have 6 and 9, but it's fucking Tian. Like, are these like playing games, bro? These are play-ins. Junjia, Owner, Tian. Let me see. Match list. There we go. Inspired. Junjia versus Billy. G2 Esports versus T1. Owner the Boneless. Lost that with the Talia. That one I remember. Tian lost against Genji, against Vi. That was a game... that was like a fine Viego game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's like this champion. I'm not a big fan of this champion. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it. Okay, what can we do more? So because this game, right? The key thing for me is if Viego is picked and you are not dominating side with Aurelion Sol, basically dominating side. The outcome of that should be that you farm more effectively and you choose all your fights. Because you can push top lane, for example, you can make the enemy defend, and then you can cross and cover, or you can decide to hard commit onto that side. It gives you options, right? And the enemy needs to react, and you can always choose to trade if you push side. So you can always choose your fight moments. And you generate more revenue, and it's easier to control river. So if you're stronger 2v2, it makes a big deal, right? It makes a big difference. And this game, with the conditions that Caps and Yike were in, they should have dominated side lane. I think in regards to everything else, it's nice to see the side of Korea, guys. It's funny, you know, I talked about this so much in regards to why T1 struggle. I talked about how Zeus can't be as good as he is in the current meta, even though I still think Zeus is the best top laner at this tournament. I will say that because I think the presence that Zeus has in draft is crazy. He showed his Camille today. He's threatening fucking TF angles, making G2 pick Jax 4-5 blind off of the Kesante ban. He has a mean Kesante. Everyone is afraid of his Kesante counters in the TF and the Vayne, but also his Kesante is fucking mean as fuck, you know? Like, Zeus is very, very complete right now, you know, very, very complete. I think mechanically he's fucking crispy. I think that Bin is getting a lot of stonk value off of his Kesante, and that's fucking fair play. But we're talking about fucking elite of the elite, you know. Zeus, Bin, Keen are really, really fucking good. I just think Zeus, like, mechanically, just a little bit cheeky, and his champions are just a little bit more scary in draft, you know. I think that maybe it's a question of circumstance, because Zeus needs to do more on this team, plain and simple, than what Ben and Keen needs to do on that team. But Zeus mechanically is a monster, man. I think Zeus is the most important player together with Gumayushi at this MSI for T1. Anyhow, I don't like the Viego. I talked about it. They picked the Poppy away and sent the jungle. They just, fuck it. There's no fucking jungle. Like, Korea played it once, but it was a terrible game from Korea in the playoffs, if you guys remember. They picked Varus, which I like a lot. I think the T1 should pick more Varus. I think Gumayushi is the best Varus in the fucking world, man, together with Jackie Love. Like, his Varus is insane. Immaculate presence in the game. His World Championship Varus is something that you can never forget, you know. I like this Varus prio. It's funny that, but I feel like this Senna ban might correct T1's prio for them. Genuinely. Like, it corrects their prio, in my opinion. It's interesting that Billy Genji ignored Varus yesterday. I think both of those teams are just Kalista enjoyers. That's it, you know? So I was talking about Korea, right? It's like the main thing, I talked about Zeus and how the meta is rough for him in terms of lane swaps. But Korea as well. It's like Korea has been forced to play melee champs. Keep in mind today, he played fucking Alistar. Renata, he played with Kalista. He's fantastic on that champ. Alistar, he plays. And then also the Nautilus. Like, this is currently outside of Korea's comfort. It's very uncomfortable for him to play this shit. But he doesn't look great. He looks good enough, you know? But they need to pick these champs to be flexible in draft, you know? Like, they need to be able to expand on them, you know? They really need to be able to expand on them. So I like that they recognize this issue, you know? Because you remember when they had the Lushanami trend? It's like everyone blamed Zeus. It's like, why the fuck are they picking TF every game? But the issue it didn't work is because Korea didn't want to play melee supports. So their drafts were like full range compositions that look wonky, you know? And the issue wasn't Zeus's TF. The issue was as a team, they couldn't find champions that would make the comp complete. That was their issue. And now, you know, Kesante is always the band-aid. Kesante is the new Ornn. He's the band-aid. But Korea is now willing to pick Ali, willing to pick Nautilus. You know, you saw it last MSI too. You remember when the meta was like Cookie Cutter, Rakan, Nautilus, Lulu? He's uncomfortable there. But if he's playing Rumble, Nico, Ashe, and he's playing fucking Kalista support, he does this better than most, right? But you can see that T1 is trying to work on this real time, you know? They're actively working on this real time. His Alistar wasn't great, but in this series it was good enough. So fuck the Viego, we talked about it. The Urgot is fine, I think, into Kesante. I think it's not easy to play Urgot against Varus Azir. Very tough. But I think that, you know, here on 5 pick, I think just because you have Kesante and Poppy, I think that you have a lot more freedom. I think Alistar pick is not good. Korea also plays Camille and Ashe too. Yeah, I mentioned Ashe, but I don't think that his Camille is that great. At least the game that I remember, you know? I'm not a super big fan of the Alistar pick. I'm gonna tell you why. Because playing it against Draven is very tough. And also, like Urgot, it's like you combo, your ultimate matters so much less because they execute range of Aurelion and Urgot. But let's think before we judge the Alistar pick, what else could they pick here, right? What else could they pick that pairs well with Varus? I wonder if this is just a simple fucking Braum. I wonder if this is just a Braum angle, you know? Like, I think just you pick Braum here and you take it easy, you know? I think Braum is the one. Braum is the one, man. Because Renata is out. I think Braum could be interesting. Why do you hate T1 so much? You literally doubt them every game. First message. I will not take the bait, guys. I will not take the bait. I will just show this, you know. Like, I don't know, like people see my prediction and then they judge off of that and they put words in my mouth, you know, like plain and simple. I will just show one thing. For example, this is what I tweeted. Like I said, T1 in their current form look like they will get picked apart by G2, but this is not a team you can ever underestimate. They have the capacity to bounce back. But the task seems Herculean and the jump much further than the one we saw after Gen G B1 at Worlds. You know, I'm giving them props all the time, guys. I'm really giving them props. I think that I've been very fair along the way, you know? And I mentioned it at the beginning of this conversation. I think that any prediction could be argued for, you know? They could be argued for coming into today, really. Okay, so let's talk about.
Get these here for Faker is huge. Every time
Here, I was very surprised. I think BB should just hold. Like, basically, we have this ring around the rosy shit that happened. in standard lane assignments. I was surprised that we don't get the swap situation here from T1.
Right, G2. They should.
I think G2 were a little overhyped. I think any prediction was fair to make, really. Like, you could say the top esports shit the bed and G2 was overhyped because they beat PSG in top esports and they got a little bit overhyped. T1 also didn't look great, and the Faker form is really poor, and their meta read was bad. There was a lot of things that a lot of angles you could take, you know, a lot of angles you could take for your reasoning, you know.
Have some priority on bottom side early on there with the Draven Nautilus, but look at that, Mickey's actually making a visit.
The simple read is, don't doubt T1 unless they're against JNG, to be honest. They literally lost against Billy at this tournament. But there you go, mate. You're really smart. Okay, so K'Sante, I don't know, I'm trying to understand, how did this happen to K'Sante, bro? Like Urgo just cuts him off and all-ins him, and then he commits deep. I don't know where Zeus is going, bro. He's trying to get the melee XP, but like Urgot level 1 is pretty OP. And then here BB gets all of the XP, and he goes. This is really true. Not really what he said, is it? Are you talking to me or am I missing something? Faker has looked so much worse before though. No, this is... I don't think it's narrative. I think this is legit, like the worst Faker has ever looked like. Like Faker's getting solo killed left and right and dying to so many ganks. This is a very rough Faker, bro. I don't even think that he looked this bad after his injury, you know, in the LCK playoffs, you know, when he was struggling against BDD and Chovy and so forth. I don't know what's happening, guys. I think it's just the VOD that's bugged. Here he should die, plain and simple. BB just needs to hold Q, you know. Like, if Zeus is juking, you should just hold Q, because if he's juking, he's losing the distance that is necessary here. He should have just waited, you know.
Just TP back. That's the thing. I think Zeus would just be able to come back in. Ghost going to be up way sooner. So Broken Blade kind of needs
okay. So BB now, no flash. I don't understand. Like here, I don't understand why Yike walks into Poppy. Like, he walks away from his Nautilus when Korea has no flash. They lost the 2v2, plain and simple. I don't understand why Yike paths into Owner. This is very strange. Maybe hot take, but feels like BB is just outclassed in the 1v1. Well, the thing is, in 1v1 against 369, he also, in game 1 and 2, was losing, you know? He was losing. So, there is that. But keep in mind, keep in mind the names. Zeus, 369, Bin, Keen. I am so excited about this tournament because I genuinely feel like we have the players at this tournament, like we have like the top players globally, you know? Legit, the top players globally. You can maybe make some arguments for someone like Viper or Delight, and someone's gonna mention Ruler or maybe Canali or whatever the fuck, you know? No, like we have so many great players here, man. So many great players. So here, the attempt from Mickey is very good, but Yike posture to the wrong side. I really hate it. Really hate it. I don't want to start a conversation on Ruler because I'm a Ruler defender. I think Missing is just really running it down on that team. I think Missing and their top lane situation is very bad. I think if you just, what I recommend for all the Ruler haters, not haters, but people that think the Ruler is not playing well, check Ruler's best of 3 against Billy and Ruler best of 3 against top esports in regular season. And you can see that Ruler is still him, you know? Really, he's still him. But okay. Yike here cutting through to the wrong spot. This flash on Korea is cool. Like, this would be a kill, right? Yike flashes over with W, and it would have been it would have been a kill. I understand the play. It's a good play. It misses. It is what it is. But the Yike losing all HP because he cuts into Poppy, I really hate that. That's really bad. And then he goes again. Like, what is that? Like, Yike had a terrible performance. For me, Yike was the worst player by far today. I think it was very, very rough, man. But I think also it's like the champion choices for him were just atrocious. This was nuts. This was crazy. I forgot this happened, bro. Doesn't Owner just E him? He has phase rush. Owner has phase rush. Owner has phase rush still. I think really like Owner should just E. Like I think Owner, like looking at this now, I think Owner should just E, no, for the damage. Like E him. And then phase rush and then piece the fuck out. Trade 1-for-1. And then Faker just... I think Faker thought that he's taking another turret shot. Faker thought he's taking another turret shot. So he's fucking drifting. And then Caps levels up. I don't know if he gets out with phase rush. It's very close. I'm not so sure, guys. Either way, it's fucking hilarious. This is fucking hilarious. But this is the beginning of something that is rough. Faker has no flash. Okay? Faker has no flash because of... And now this is the first death. Aurelion Sol gets a giant spell base. Bro, Cap's pants are never falling off, guys. His pants are never falling off. We fast forward. Faker now, like, it's so hard. Obviously, the 2v2 is very winning. You have the Nautilus Prior from bot side as well. Faker is going to suffer this game. He needs to fucking E out. He needs to peace out. This is the first time we get the camera back on the lane, and BB tries to pull this freeze maneuver here. He tries to freeze so many minions, and Zeus just smacks him. And it seems like Broken Blade has cheater recalled with Cull. That's what it looks like. And Zeus has just stayed and slow pushed a big wave into him. And in the CS department, BB is suffering. Here in mid as well, the wave position is very, very awkward for Azir. He's trying to stand forward and he's trading with Caps, but he just can't with Halo Blades. He just can't. The wave, it looks like it's about to bounce. It's so hard to judge the wave, but maybe Azir, like this wave is bouncing. Like Azir doesn't need to actively trade so hard. Why does Zeus have so many CS? I just explained it, guys. Zeus didn't base and he stacked the wave into the Urgot that was cheater recalling. So there's minions dying. And right now, Urgot tried to freeze the wave and there's minions for him, but Zeus beats the shit out of him with biscuits and Q'd him. And he has had an XP advantage level 5 into 4, and it seems like BB just missed some of these CS. And now the wave bounces finally, Zeus got the crash, and now he's going to TP back. So basically it's like BB cheater recalled and got nothing out of it. Zeus just got the crash in anyway. And Zeus just played it better. Here, I think that there was some miscoordination here, because Owner is hitting a pink, and while he's hitting a pink, Aurelion is posturing on him. Because imagine there's a world where Owner is in connection here, and he eases Aurelion Sol into the wall. I think that Faker just rushed. I think Faker just rushed, and he shouldn't have. I think Faker should just take it easy. This was just not good. The ult is nice. And then Urgot here from downtown, which doesn't have flash. Owner dies too. And now, you know, from this position, guys, from this position, G2 should fucking win the game. And now the main thing that we will explore here, how on earth did Faker come back in this game? Macro-wise, what were they giving up? Macro-wise, what did they give? Like, this game state is massive. Urgot so much down on CS because of the wave that he sacked up, right? And and now he hovered into mid, but he caught majority of that. It just seems like Broken Blade just missed last hits. I think here Hansama needed to switch targets quicker to Gumayushi. I think that he was hitting Alistar a bit too long here, because it looks so weird in terms of where this axe lands. You guys see this axe here? When he does this, it's like his movement is downwards, so the axe bounces downwards, and I think that if he pushes towards the enemy and pushes forward and makes the axe bounce forward, I think that maybe they can get more, but either way, it's not that big of a deal. We're just nitpicking, so we continue. But okay. Still not an easy matchup, guys. Really not an easy matchup, but as I mentioned, like playing Alistar against Draven Nautilus is not easy. But Guimushi is doing good in the farm department, and he has fucking Ninja Tabi. He's popping, man. He's popping. They get Drake, of course. They have mid prio, bot prio. Ryla is already finished on Aurelion. Something that Caps does super well, which is very stressful, is that Aurelion Sol is just hiding in fog on every wave. So side is pressured on every wave, and also Azir is pressured on the wave. He's also pressured on the wave. So if he, from the bush, he needs to respect Caps, and also side needs to respect Caps. Caps doesn't waste time standing on the neutral waves. So he finds angles like these, you know. As Zeus gets out, he gets the ult on Urgot. I wonder if Urgot could play this better, where maybe he finds a better angle, you know. He looks for the E, gets the Q3, and gives him an ult angle. I think BB needs to kite, he needs to kite the other direction, no? Does he kite? He does kite. I think he just needs to kite the other direction, no? He needs to kite more. He could have spaced this better. He could have spaced this a lot better, in my opinion. Okay, so this is a breathing room for Azir, of course. He gets the wave in. And this is a massive play from Faker. This is a big comeback, right? He got to push that bot wave. The Aurelion Sol play top was not successful, and they had a ward behind them. This is a part of it. Faker gets one, and then Mickey, also very nice ult here from Faker. He swoops him, so there's no like flash shenanigans over the wall. It's also very cool. And then Gumayushi in the end chops him up. And he's going to... Actually, never mind. I say in the end, but Mickey, this is the one where he becomes fucking Houdini. The funniest thing is, Varus is pushing bot wave right now. Everyone's saying that this draft is for G2. I don't think it's for G2. I hate Viego. I think Viego is trash. I don't know where you got that from. I think the game position is really one. And this draft is way better than game one. And I do think that... they can win this game. I don't think it's completely one-sided because I don't like the Alistar too much. LS tweets, I don't care. Like, I will entertain the opinion of people that are here. I think that's better, guys. Because I don't like when people say the opinions of other people because it becomes misrepresented and misunderstood, and that's it, you know. I don't want to do like fucking pigeon conversation. I think just this draft is way better than game one for sure. But and I hate the Alistar, but I think this is like an evenish draft in my opinion, evenish. Like Aurelion Sol can definitely run the game here for sure. Like Aurelion Sol can definitely carry. I don't think it's crazy to think that Aurelion Sol will carry this game. I don't think it's crazy. Yeah, if they go like Viego Ornn, I could see that, yeah. But that matchup is rough, right? This is very nice from Yak, one of the better moves that he did. They swap into top side, Kisanta's into bot, Draven is matching. But Draven lost his stacks, right? The TP bot was quite significant because they lost more gold than visible. I like Urgot when Keem plays it. I don't think it's disrespectful for Hans Sama. I don't think it's disrespectful for Hans Sama to pick Draven. It's one of his best champs. Why wouldn't he play it? Like, it's just like, if Draven won, you would say, wow, T1 is so disrespectful for not banning it. So I like it. He should pick Draven. Like, why shouldn't he pick Draven? Like, I don't like Draven super much, right? I think blind picking it when Varus is open can be crazy, you know? LS never threatened the Yamato. What's happening in chat? Yeah, it's like all players have like their own champs, right? All players have their champs. It's like Chobi. I wouldn't want to see any of these other fucking players play Yon. You have Nidalee of Canyon and Shun. You have Draven of Hansama. They all have their special picks, right? And that's fine. You know, you have Yikon Kha'Zix. I'm kidding, of course. Yikon Ivan, you know. All right. With BB's growth over the past few years, what are your thoughts on how does he compare as an EU top GOAT? No, Wunder is undisputed top lane GOAT because Wunder was in the conversation for like best top laner in the world. It was all hanging in the balance of what the fuck Deshai was up to. Like, Deshai was peaking like a motherfucker, and if it wasn't for Deshai, like Wunder did really well against Khan. Like, he did really, really well against Khan. Khan was a lane demon, but Wunder was the OG creative genius of top lane, you know? And then you would say Soaz probably. All right. So let's take a look at this one. I thought this was a favorable fight for G2. I just look at how strong this Aurelion Sol is. Looking at the condition, I don't like this TP angle from Urgot too much. I feel like he should be with his team, and I think that they should pull the Herald towards topside because of the enemy's entry. I think if you're not planning to contest the Dick Bush here, I think it's better to pull into topside. But if you're planning to contest the Dick Bush and place your spells here and create space for Aurelion Sol, it would be better. But the crucial detail here is that Cast actually just runs out of mana, bro. He just runs out of mana here, guys, which is crazy to think about. He ults, Faker is deep, he trades his life because Broken Blade comes from the angle, and BB has no ult on, but we get the reset. The Poppy ult gets the Azir out, and then Kriya is deep, but here Caps just runs out of mana. What does Caps do? He just runs out of mana, guys. And after that, there's no fight. I think that BB and Hans need to focus on Kriya here and make sure that they secure him. But Kriya's misposition turns into a positive here, you know? To manage to kill Aurelion Sol in the end. I wonder if there's a way for Caps to maybe base. I don't think he considered his mana as all. I think he just saw his gold. He's like, I have nothing to buy. I can fight. And then I think, I don't know. The main question for me is just, if we look at when they started, I think the G2, the fact that they give up the Dick Push here, I really don't like it. I think that G2 should be contesting here. And when the enemy crosses through here, I think they should fight. Imagine Aurelion Sol E here. I think it's massive. I think that they should hold the line here, you know? But instead, the enemy, like, look how far Kriya is allowed to walk. You know, supports need to sacrifice their life. You know, they need to, like here, Kriya is ready to eat a hook. He's ready to eat shit to put his word. And I think here you could have called it a day, man. You could have called it a day. Imagine here everyone just turns on Alistar and takes it easy. Could have been fine, you know. Gumiyushi is by far the most consistent T1 player, man. What a machine. Love me some Gumiyushi, man. Love Gumiyushi. One of the things that me and Dom disagree on. No, he thinks, don't get me wrong, he thinks also Gumiyushi is good. Do you think Vieko's big tip was just the asshole? Oh, the memes go around. The memes go around. All right. So this map trade, I was just paying attention once again. It's like Faker is 2-4 now. Gold-wise, he's only 400 behind. Aurelion Sol gave his shutdown. Here, there's a complete map trade where Aurelion Sol is not farming, right? So here, Azir is the one pushing bot. So Azir gets farmed that Aurelion Sol misses. Another detail. But here, G2 have Herald and they are just map trading with the grubs. Like, this is a good trade, right? Aesthetically for everything that's happening. I wonder is just Caps. I think Caps going bot, I think is just a mistake. I think Caps, I wonder if Caps could be defending. He could just fucking defend mid here, I think. I think if Aurelion Sol went mid and maybe they didn't commit 4 people on the top wave, I think maybe they could have done more. I just, maybe they can just defend this mid turret. I think Aurelion Sol going into bottom side is wrong. I think Gumiyushi is. I don't think Gumiyushi is J. Cole, bro. Like Gumiyushi, for example, at the last Worlds was the best AD. I think he was the best AD. Ruler had the best year, but Gumiyushi was the best AD at Worlds. He can be the best AD in the world, Gumiyushi. All right. So Azir got the push for free, and Azir has already recovered. He's 2-4, and Aurelion Sol's advantage is gone, especially after that Rift Herald fight. Let's see what else. I guess this fight, like they managed to kill Faker, but what do they convert it into? Because Caps here doesn't get a kill, and they are walking on midwave on the reset. Aurelion Sol is pushing top, which is fine. I think that's okay. I'm just paying attention to the economy here of Aurelion Sol. Now he opens on midwave again. He takes the midwave, which is fine. But Aurelion Sol, Azir is once again farming. Like Azir is just walking on the side lanes and they are trading side, trading side, trading side. But that's a consequence of using TP the way you did, right? Like you get the turret and they're just sending Azir out on side, and they need to send a lot of people into Zeus's lane because they need to threaten dive on K'Sante. Which is another detail as to why K'Sante is so OP. But Azir is just farming for free once again. And then this midwave, Aurelion Sol doesn't take it. I just think that some of these plays, they don't need Caps to participate. And I think if Caps, for example, after this tier 1 is gone, if he bases now, I think it's better, you know? Like he could base now and just catch top. He could just base now. But instead we have Ergo TP. And now just because Ergo TP's, Aurelion Sol can't go back into bot. Like this is a very bad TP, man. This is a terrible TP. I think Aurelion Sol should just fucking base. Because now, no one can be bot. And now Aurelion Sol is homeless. And Aurelion Sol is just going behind Ergot. But Aurelion Sol needs to be farming, bro. Always be farming, bro. Like look, he's fucking making Ergot farm side. And no one is TP on bot. Like these CS minions are just fucking bleeding. So Azir is farming. The BB TP top was trash. I think you funnel fucking Aurelion Sol there. Would have been better. Here, Kiria, mechanically good. Timing, really bad. Not quite my tempo. You know, he can drum solo like a motherfucker, but can't keep a beat for his life. I'm kidding, of course. Kiria is a great support. I just made a joke. Like here, Azir is not ready to connect. And he's committing in a way where his teammates cannot fight, man. They cannot fight. He's just giving fucking a freebie to Viego, freebie to Ergot. This is very, very bad. Here, G2 can force Nash. They can just force Nash. Yike just wanted to fucking go. He just wants to go, you know? He just wants to go. Like Yike does a cool combo here, but his combo here, the truth is, it doesn't matter. And then he tries to do this cheeky move where he Viego ults to push the enemy. But, bro, they have Nash here, guys. G2 has Nash here. And I think that's the story. That's the story of the series, right? Just Icarus. Icarus, guys. And now somehow Azir is 500 gold ahead, guys. Now we know. Well, now we covered it. Now we know why. The TP, the Aurelion Sol, the fights where the shutdowns are flying. A 6-death Azir is now ahead on gold. And Aurelion Sol, his farm was completely stifled. If they dive T1, Aurelion gets a quarter kill. All right, a lot of people wrote that, so let's see if that's true. I just don't see how they get through Azir ult. How did they get through Azir ult here? How do they dive? Explain to me how they dive. Like you want Aurelion Sol to just fucking W in? And full send it? I don't know, Poppy has ult, Azir ult is also came through. Maybe, bro, maybe. Maybe a little W from Aurelion Sol. Maybe. I do agree that I would prefer that then. I would prefer that. I would prefer that than not to do it. Fucking Mickey queuing the wall. Like they would have to outplay Poppy. They like. But for me, I think doing Nash after this kill is just the best. The enemy, like, you do Nash, you're gonna have a good time, I think. But maybe doing Nash is not the greatest because you're gonna give Hextech Drake, which is also feels kind of bad, but. Here, at this point, Aurelion Sol has no initiative against Azir on side. The point about jungle is mute, and the fact that Gumeushi is playing attack speed every game is, of course, gives them the potential to kill Nash. Which masks their side, you know? It masks their side. Now Azir is strong enough to actually push out the fucking Aurelion Sol, which matters. The moment Aurelion Sol shows on bot with half HP, T1 take full control over river. And with this full control over river, K'Sante pushing top as well, it's so hard for G2 to recover. G2 need to take pressure through side. They need to be able to push side to take control over river. Because Viego contributes absolutely nothing. And the main problem is, like, look at how Mickey has to play, right? Mickey needs to face check. He just needs to fucking face check. And here Faker stays, steals another wave. Aurelion Sol once again needs to catch. And then T1 feel fucking safe to go. And then they snap TP here because they want to force Aurelion Sol to TP to make sure that he doesn't farm. which I think is also a fucking smart move. They know that the enemy needs to face check with Nautilus, and when Nautilus does, it's like Mickey needs to do this, right? Mickey has to face check and queue into Kesante because otherwise they give away Nash. And this was fucking Mickey's life. So many Nautilus games, Nautilus players go 0-10 because they are in these positions where they need to gain info, so they have to throw their body in. It was the same when Korea face checked with the Rift Herald, right? Combo onto Nautilus, he gets his ult off, so it is in the end of days. Gumayusi is kiting back and Nautilus dies. And this comes over the fact that Azir pushed bot, which might sound crazy, but just because they have prior bot, they can force Nash. Because Azir pushes, has TP, Aurelion Sol's catching, they can face check river, and in river, Viego and Nautilus can't retake. Very hard for them to retake. Here they don't have vision on Korea, but it could have gotten dangerous from here. They could have gotten very dangerous. And now Kesante is into bot, and I really think this is a crazy bluff. Because if you guys look, this is why timing things is so important. Zeus doesn't have TP yet. It's a crazy bluff, man. Crazy bluff. He doesn't have TP and he's on the bot whip. And these guys are basing after taking vision. And now after this, Kesante gets the deep wave, BB shows here, and then Zeus is going to connect with his homies. He connects with his homies, Urgos in the bot wave, and they retake the river again. They know that Zeus has initiative, and they took the river space, and then we have the same repeat situation. Nautilus needs to fucking take space here, but he can't, and the Azir Varus is just annihilating them. And it's like, if T1 is in situations where they can't take river control, I think that they don't let up. Then we get the feeling of old school T1. When they are stronger on side, they can push freely. When they take control of a river in the way they like to, T1 is too hard to break. Gumayusi just peppering. Absolutely peppering. I don't know if Hansama could just do something better here, but I think this fight is just losing, no? Like Hansama needs to reposition. If Hansama goes all the way here to reposition, like they lose the fight, right? G2 didn't play sides very well in the first series against T1 either. I disagree there. I think there were examples when G2 did that really well. I think this was just a question of taking bad fight, and then the TP top was just really bad. But I think G2 had good examples of playing side well against top esports. I think sometimes you just have to face the truth of what has happened compositionally, you know? I think Gumayusi was much better than Hans today. Hans played his maximum comfort, but he wasn't super impactful. I think game one, I have sympathy for him. I don't think that's his fault. Yeah, I think that's fair, Padfoot. I don't disagree there. I think in the first game with Tristana, for sure. Like, they were taking fights when they don't need to. I agree there. That's fair, yeah. I'm just thinking that same series, game 2, right? When they played against Talia Viego with Oriana Rek'Sai, that was like pretty fucking good from them, you know? So it's like it goes back and forth, right? It goes back and forth. There's definitely examples of both. So you're not like wrong, you know? Oh, but Nautilus needs to do this because of what they are compositionally. They're not getting any side prio, they're not getting any mid prio, and they need to face check. Having Kalista ult wouldn't save them, you know. This is just the position being worse. No joke, I feel like T1 draft better when Senna is banned against them. I think don't ban Senna against them, really. Like I think this was troll, man. I feel like maybe G2 scrimming T1 was the worst mistake possible. Like scrimming T1 maybe was the biggest mistake they could have done. I'm going to do an episode with Romain, so maybe this is a question that I'm going to ask him. No, all of it didn't come down to scrims again. It's just like a footnote. Korea is a fantastic Tamkench, but it's just not good. It's like fucking bin jacks, you know? It's like you need to be a little bit more, let's say, precise of when it's good, you know? It's just that Tamkench blind pick. Korea is the best Tamkench in the world, there's no question about it. But sometimes, you know, like still to play the champ, your eat needs to be useful, you know? But like playing Tamkench against fucking Kalista, Renata, Talia is miserable, you know? I think Nautilus Senna is way stronger than Tam because at least Nautilus is a champ with gold as well. Like he provides things to your composition in every game. Like the impact of Nautilus is quite like linear, you know? While TK can have like, TK can be really useless or he can be like really useful, you know? Like let's say enemy has Vi, then he's like a turbo game or whatever, you know? This was a cheeky play, you know? This is a cheeky play, disruptive, get Zeus on side. Zeus is a fucking demon though, like he almost made it out. Almost made it out. He finds the angle on Nautilus, and then all of a sudden, bro, I thought they were in trouble, man. Mickey gets the CC off, and eventually Zeus dies. They manage to get the plant. There's a tier 2 that they lose on top that maybe they would have lost anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I didn't understand why BB decides to push so deep. This was strange to me. But we have the TP from Faker. BB has no ult. Why the Reddit of Jinx in MSI, by the way? This might sound crazy, but Jinx without Gale Force has a lot of compositional problems. In the past, Jinx was a scaling champion in almost every game, but it's not the same anymore. It's just not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. I didn't like that BB continued pushing here. I don't think it was necessary. I think the fact that you could buy Gale Force made you compositionally strong against anything. You could itemize, you could choose to itemize, but there's gonna be games where Jinx plays against like hard force, like long range spells, and Jinx, even with items, is not auto win, you know? I really like this Varus build as well, man. I really like this Varus build in such a game. It's so fucking hard to kill, and I have to say Caps, you know, with his build here, like no magic pen, you know. I think that this was a game where Cripploom 3 was better. I think also Deathcap would have been better, but maybe this was a scenario where he couldn't afford Deathcap, so he just finishes Ozonia's Hourglass because Deathcap is more expensive, and he knows the game-winning sequence is going to come up because Nashor and Drake is spawning, right? So I don't mind that too much. But Aurelion Soul is super strong. Hansama has summoners. I think Cripploom would have been better than Horizon Focus for sure. It's like, it's subtle, but they do have MR. Like everyone has a shit ton of MR. Like this Varos almost is bridging on 100 MR. Alistar 100 MR. Poppy 100 MR. They have Solari. You need fucking pen, you know? Alright. It's like, one thing that I can appreciate about Faker is that even though he's fucking inting, right? And he's making mistakes, he doesn't lose. He's so courageous, you know? You get what I say? Like, some players, they fucking get solo boloed and they shit themselves, but Faker wears those pants with pride and he just cooks, you know? He just fucking cooks, bro. Like, look, he just fucking dashes on BB, you know? Sees the angle, plays. Like, it doesn't seem to phase him at all, man. Doesn't seem to phase him at all, bro. He's like, shit happens, refocuses, deep breath, boom. Very gangster, man. New game, bro. New game, baby. In this play that's coming up, I think if Faker finds such a good poke here on Draven, I think if Faker stopwatches, I think that he just smuffed, really smuffed. But instead he gets hooked into CC chained, into Gumbad. Like, he just created so much space for Gumayushi here, bro. Because he invites the engage, got the huge chunk damage onto fucking Hansi. Like, this was really, really nice, man. Really, really nice. It's like fucking Faker won the fight before it even started here. The fight won even before it started. And I think a lot of this, you know, comes back to the draft conversation. Like, just playing Urgot against Azir Varus. It's just, I think too many times people view champions too linear, right? So people are gonna see, wow, they have Poppy, K'Sante, Alistar, right? And Urgot interacts well against all three. But the function of these champions changes completely when you have Azir and Viego there. You know? It changes the function of these champions completely. Because then they don't need to take initiative in a fight and they can hold their spells for the purpose of Azir and Varus. In this game, guys, Alistar, Poppy, K'Sante should never engage. Never. Unless it's free, right? But they should not be in the mindset of engaging. Azir and Varus should be engaging. What I mean by that is, if I'm with Azir, I have the guts to push forward and Q and hit and trade. The enemy needs to fight back. And when they do, this is where everybody begins to play. You get me? The best carries in the world, they engage with their presence. Because if you are in the minds of the Poppy, K'Sante, and Alistar to go into these guys, Aurelion Sol gets too much value, Urgot gets too much value, in a pure front to back like that, you lose. The best Jinx players, best Aphelios players, best AD carries, best carry players, they provoke the engage by posturing forward. Here as well, you know, it's like they full send on Faker, but the fact that they are against this wall makes their position so bad. Look how they get collapsed on, you know? I think that they played too much in this pocket. They need to arc themselves out a little bit more. I would love to see Urgot here. I would love to see Draven here. I would love to see Viego here. I would love to see not playing this pocket, you know, not here. And then Asol here, you know? But they are all in this area, you know? And T1 pounds, good combo from Korea. Aurelion Sol uses Hourglass, Faker doesn't. I think here Yai could carry. of the mistake that Faker doesn't stopwatch. If Faker stopwatches here and buys enough time, I think that this fight would be insta over. But here, Yike needs to just keep being Azir. Like here, he's really strong, bro. He's really strong, and then he's jumping to get the lethal off of Owner. And I think this is just troll, bro. He's full Conqueror stacked Azir, bro. I think he could have popped off here, man. Off of Faker's mistake not to Hourglass the Nautilus hook, you know. Shortest TP of all time. They're going for the end. Will they do it, guys? Will they do it? Draven is up in 3 seconds. Nautilus is up in 3 seconds. Urgot is spawning in 15. Surely, surely. Oh, gets the hook. Gumuyushi on the CC chain. Nobody wants to end. Korea gives his life. Zeus is punching away. He's trying to get it. Gumuyushi, 1 HP, 2 arrows. No! Damn, G2 fight to live another day. They get the mid wave, and for some reason, they ignore the top wave minions. Urgot takes the portal. BB has TP, guys. But the moment Urgot takes the Hextech gate, salute. Urgot just needed to be on the top wave, take it, and then he could TP to the Nash. And then maybe this game could have gotten funky, guys. Oof. Oof. All right. Game number 3, guys. Game number 3. I need to pull it up. T1 vs G2. Game number 3. Bro, Sterak has no penalty on ranged. So Bako... This is the best Urgot build. What else do you want him to buy? This is the Urgot build. Sterak on Urgot is really OP. And then you just want to get armor and MR, so you just get the Aksho to fill both pockets because you have a big HP pool. There's no penalty for being ranged on Sterak. I think, yeah. How is the league chat this well adjusted? Much props to the community. Honestly, I appreciate my chat so much. And sometimes I get one guide a lot, but I do it with the intention of hoping to get somewhere with that person. Because I've seen that pay off many times, you know? And sometimes it doesn't, but that doesn't make me want to not stop. All right. So, let's talk about the Jax blind, guys. Let's talk about the Jax blind. Here I want to highlight how fucking good Zeus is. Because they are afraid of enemy Jax. I think that they decided to pick Jax before they banned Camille. That's my main issue here. But I don't think in a million years you ban the Nautilus of fucking Korea, so the thing is, he is too afraid to pick TF because he's afraid of Zeus on Jax. He's too afraid to pick anything else because he's afraid of Zeus TF. And if he bans Jax and Camille, the enemy picks TF. That is the main issue playing against Zeus, okay? When you are blue side against Zeus, the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is you should ban Top laners 1, 2, 3. You ban Vayne, you consider TF ban, you do the Genji strat pretty much. And then you pick top lane on 3. The stranglehold that Zeus puts on you is too harsh. Because he is the best Vayne. I think his TF, I think probably Keen is better. I think Keen is probably better TF. But that's less about his TF mechanics and more so about, I think Keen is just a smarter player when it comes to side. And I think that matters a lot, right? So people are banning Vayne TF, and then he could just pick K'Sante. And even in the cases where he gives K'Sante, he does it to slam Camille into K'Sante. He's just very, very complete. Very complete, bro. Like Zeus on red side is insanely dangerous. And I think people need to think about actually sending the Genji tech. The Genji tech. But I think you should not give a fuck about Jax. I still think picking TF is better. Just let them play Jax, bro. Who cares? Jax is fucking useless, let's be honest. I'm just saying, I'm talking about the mere presence of Zeus. TF with Twist Varus, 3 ADC comp. Ask yourself, why is that bad? You put them in a category, but the category is plain and simple that they are ranged, right? But here you have Daisy, you have Braum. Like, you can play that, you know? You can play that. I guess TF, you're just kind of you pretty much, like, what I was thinking real time as well. I was like, just fucking say fuck it and pick Ornn. Like, enemy has Nautilus, Vi, and then Talia, Kalista. It's blind pick Ornn and eat shit. But I feel like the Jax blind pick is maybe an overcook, you know? Like, it's a question of, are you going to over-index for your matchup? That can be bad because Jax is not a good fucking blind in the first place. Like, you're basically picking Jax here to stop fucking TF. Another conversation, right, is Rumble. I think teams are picking too little Rumble, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I think too little Rumble is being played in general. Especially Genji. Like, why does Genji not fucking play Tristana, Kalista, Rumble Flex, you know? I think such a draft is so winning, you know? And then, like, Zeus would fucking pick Aatrox into your fucking Rumble and you're chilling, you know? Like, you could maybe send the Rumble here. But in this game, right, I think this part of the draft is really good. This part of the draft is really good. I think this is really, really nice. Enemy went Kalista, Talia. I thought they're gonna pick Ornn. I mean, not Ornn, sorry, what the fuck am I saying? I thought they're gonna pick Orianna. Jizuke thinks that Talia is just a better champ than Orianna, but Orianna matchup is better, so it's just a trade-off, right? And then they went Ivan. This is what I highlighted in one of the in game 3 against Top Esports. I couldn't believe that they got Ivan on 4-5 after just dominating game with Ivan Tristana. Like, do you guys remember how fucking crazy it is that like, look at this. Sorry, wrong shit. MSI, big man. Record stage. Look at Top Esports here, guys. Like here, I said real time they should pick Ivan on 3. Drop support. But they get Ivan again. How crazy is that? After just mouth fucking them with Ivan in this game, you know? Because this game they ban Ivan. But Ivan would get banned 4-5, T1 wouldn't let them have it. That's what I'm saying, brother. I'm saying that Top Esports is completely griefing by not banning Ivan here. They banned Jax Volibear. That's exactly what I'm saying. They should have, like, G2 in this game against Top Esports should pick Ivan on 3. And this was good, right? So they go Vi, they go Talia, Kalista. Like this is a standard LPL draft. This is such an LPL draft, right? This is LPL. Doesn't look T1 at all. Like, T1 is not so comfortable in this draft, bro. This looks like a different team who draft this. It's a great draft, but I don't put T1 on this at all. Like, this is a composition that, together with jungle support, needs to control river and snap engage on the first thing that they see. And I don't put T1 on that. This looks like something that this looks like a Bilibili draft. This looks like a Bilibili draft. This looks like a fucking JDG draft, you know? I don't put T1 on this. Like, T1 showed some different sides to themselves, but to be fair, in this game, they struggled, bro. Like, Caps was running this game big time. He was really, really running this game. The Jax was suffering. So, something that T1 did in 2 games, which is really cool, which actually brings back agency into Zeus, is that they are swapping to empower Zeus. So basically, they are swapping into top side to then base and match, and then enemy top lane always needs to TP top. So Zeus is playing with TP advantage. They have found a way to actually set up Zeus for success in, of course, a lane swap meta. They have found a way to restore power in the hands of Zeus, which I think is really good. Bin is not a great Rumble, but he plays Rumble. Like, Bin Rumble is like Knight Azir. Like, he picks it to pick it. He picks it because it's OP, but doesn't pick it because he wants to. Alright. Let's continue. I'm having fun with this review, bro. This series was fun, even though painful. I remember that shit from World's absolute trash. The thing is, he was a great laner, but his ults, bro, his ults. Like, imagine you're barbecuing in your garden, and then instead of like fucking putting lighter fuel in the barbecue, he like fucking puts it on the grass. And then like it's the fucking whole grass is on fire, and like, what the fuck is happening, bro? It's a fucking fire hazard, bro. He fucking burned trees, bro. My pet peeve, bro. My pet peeve is when Rumble ults clip into of course, when it clips into walls. Here, Faker is getting ganked by the whole squad. He flashes out, and thank God, fucking Korea's here. He saves him. The phase rush gets him out. He basic attacks through it, and Faker hugs the wall to get it. This is neat. So basically, you asked me to elaborate these nuts. Basically, here we have a swap situation. Zeus manages to steal away some CS, but eventually he's going to walk into top. And now G2 is on bot wave. Zeus managed to steal XP already. So very important detail is Zeus managed to steal XP on the Braum and Jax roam on mid. So Faker lost flash, but they paid the price. As you can see, Zeus has approximately 4 minions, 3 melee, 1 ranged of XP, right? Zeus advantage. And you see that here, Broken Blade shared XP as 3, and he has a lot less, right? So now, Rumble is crossing the desert. He's crossing the desert and going into top. And now, just because Nautilus and Gumeyushi decide to base, Broken Blade has to use TP. And now Zeus is at an advantage. BB is going to catch more minions, for sure, right? And Zeus fucks it up here. Like Zeus E's and takes turret aggro, it's really fucking bad. But Zeus has TP advantage. That's the outcome from this swap. Is if you swap and then you match on base, the enemy top lane needs to TP. That's it, you know? Here Zeus just E's and dies to level 2 swing. Like here, just fucking E's and takes a third shot. And Zeus, like, just dies, bro. This is, Zeus is building the Shy arc, bro. He's turning into the Shy full time. But keep in mind here, BB, Zeus TP's back. Does he TP back? He doesn't TP back. He fucking walks back. I thought he TP's back because BB, I thought if he TP's back, I thought that he can prevent Jax from crashing the wave. Interesting. Let's watch this real time. Because I thought he's gonna TP back to prevent Jax from crashing the wave, but maybe he just thinks I'm fucking level 1. I'm not going to fucking stop him, right? So now he walks back and now he's stacking a wave. And now he's slow pushing out. BB also lost a lot of CS when he chased the guy, right? He chased the guy in the solo bolo. Now Rumble is stacking a wave. And now Ivan is coming in for the gank. And now Zeus is being quite greedy. It's just Zeus trying to poke and Yike has a timer. Now is where the TP advantage will have the big impact. Because now BB can't crash the wave. Now the TP advantage will make a big difference. He TPs, and now Jax is fucked. He's fucked. But the thing is, he didn't need to die for him to be fucked. Let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. Here, Ivan already used his time as top. Like, he can't go top again, guys. Especially when Jax has these shit conditions. Like, if Ivan goes top again here, it's terrible. Very, very bad. I really like the buffers from Caps, man. Eventually, BB says, fuck me, I have the base. And the wave is fucking slow pushing, and he's fucked. BB Jax is super underwhelming. Honestly, it's just a question of, it's like, you pick Jax, enemy goes Rumble, you are going to have a hard life, man. You're going to have a really, really hard life. Your life is gonna suck ass. I think that you fucking overthink the whole TF situation for yourself, and you picked it for the Ivan combo, and you thought that Jax is going to be really good against your champs if you pick TF. And if enemy picks TF against your champ, you didn't want to play it, right? He is 2 kills ahead. You shouldn't have this much of a hard life 2 kills ahead. I think that I think that I pointed out all the important details, you know? Like, having kills and dying isn't always an advantage. He didn't have TP, and the freeze is more costly than a kill, you know? It's way more costly than a kill. And now Ivan comes top to try to solve it, but now Zeus is reaching level 6 on a wave that's still pushing into him, you know? And maybe Zeus could even play even a lot more sicko mode here on this. He bought Phage on first base, like, because he bought Ruby and Longsword on first base. The issue there was, if he buys Null Magic Mantle, he couldn't afford anything else. It just happened to be his gold timers. He bought Ruby and Longsword, and then Phage. Like, sure, you can buy Boots Mercs, but that's worse than Ruby and Longsword, right? Yeah, it's Rumble specific, but it being Rumble specific is a choice because the enemy blind picks Jax. BB buying Mercs was not possible in this game, guys. If you can get it on first base, that's cool. most of the time what happens in the Jax matchup is that you stack 3 wave and then proxy 4 wave because Rumble level 1 is weak, right? And then you base, you get null magic mantle, refillable, right? And then you get mercs. But here, bro, the guy had 750 gold. Like, if you buy null magic mantle, like you understand that ruby crystal plus longsword is stronger than null magic mantle and boots. They're called boots of speed. Boots of bootsing. They're called boots of speed, bro. Boots of bootsing. Yeah, I'm crack, bro. So in game as well, I noticed that Faker refused to skill ult. He just didn't skill ult. I don't know if it was intentional, if it was a mistake. He didn't skill ultimate. So here you can see when someone skills ultimate, it appears. It appears. He didn't skill ultimate. He put 2 points E on 6. I don't know if it was intentional, unintentional. It's like, it's a choice, right? So you get some power. Your ult doesn't give you fighting power. Could be intentional, could be unintentional, you know? The thing is, you say it must have been intentional because he skipped it twice. The thing is, a Q point is way more valuable than an E point. Keep in mind, we don't know if it's intentional just because he doesn't skill it on 7. Because a Q point is very different. On level 7, you can put point in Q. On 6, you can't. Because you want rank 4 Q on 7. So, it could be intentional, could be unintentional. What's funny about this, right, is that Faker could have used it. Like, Faker could have used the ult. For sure, he could have used the ult. Here, I think this is, you know, Korea Nautilus, like here, they're face shaking, looking to punish. This is just what I talked about in my rundown. G2, Mickey hides in every fucking bush, you know. And they die. It was just good play from G2, man. Here as well, this is fucking unbelievably close, man. Owner's getting completely beat up by Daisy here. They are fucking the bros. It's so unlucky, man. This is really unfortunate. The hook timer and then the ult gives him passive into Triumph. This is very unfortunate. Here, no idea how this happened, guys. I have an idea. Caps flash ulted him, and then Talia just needed to run. Like, he had the information on Ivan, so he just starts running because he can't go through, right? He just runs. And this is the moment where Talia ult would be nice, right? He could just Talia ult out, and Faker just does this jiggle. Caps, I do think that Caps misplays this, though. I think Caps should go here, and if he doesn't spot anyone on this spot, he should just W over. I think that's the best odds. But Faker, 6 cents, bro. 6 cents. I'm surprised. I'm looking at this Caps as old. Let me just look at the replay. They will show it, right? Oh, Caps just doesn't R yet. Makes sense. He doesn't R yet. Fleet footwork. Holy. I think Caps could also jump better, no? He can walk like that and jump. Just hold jump. Also, Faker has no flash. Faker has no flash. Does Caps even need to flash? I think if Caps doesn't flash, it's also better, no? Because he flashes so Faker can walk downwards. Yeah. There's a lot of things Caps could have done better. It's easy to point out what he could have done better in slow-mo. Well, that's what reviewing is. I'm not sitting here saying that I would play better. We're just saying what could be done better, you know, for the beauty of the game. Here, you know, just a trade. I think, you know, you can argue that BB should just run right and piece the fuck out because they're committing to the bot turret and Vi didn't show and they're getting Drake. But it's one of those things like if you just walk away and Vi is bot, it's really bad, right? Think about it like this. Dying for BB here is not terrible if he just fucking throws all of his spells on the wave the moment Vi goes, you know? By the time he sees Vi here, guys, on the pink, it's too late. When did he see it? He sees Vi now. He could run, yeah. He could run. Could definitely run. But I also don't mind if he EQRs the wave. I think that's okay. I think it would have been okay. If he gets the wave here for death, I think that's okay. But he doesn't get the wave and he flashes for no reason. I think you fucking R that wave every time, no? Like the Q was nice. The Q was nice here from BB. He outplayed. He really outplayed. But I also think Faker R is too much. Faker R is too much, I think. The Q was really nice on the Vi Q, by the way. Like the Q was insane. Cause yeah, like this would have been fine. He just takes the wave, you know, and then it would have been insane. Like G2 good bot turret, they got Drake. Like this is a good situation for G2, you know. Here come the Bang Bros again, bro. Daisy and fucking Bromovich. Look at that, man. They're getting dunked on. I wonder if Caps could participate, but it doesn't look like he has spells. They do look goofy. I don't disagree. I'm a little confused as to why this G2 looks different than the first T1 series. No, I think it's like... I think that T1 improved how to make Zeus more effective. I think that's an important detail. I think that they've improved how effective Zeus can be in these situations by setting him up in games with TP advantages. I think that they've allowed themselves to play tanks for Korea, like when he's underperforming, which is good, you know. And I think that gives space to other players to actually play carry champs. And I like when they play Varus. And I think, honestly, they just shouldn't play Senna. I like T1 is a team that can get better, you know? Korea Nautilus. It was rough. Like, I never thought that Korea Nautilus was something that he was mechanically bad on, you know? I think just the in-between is where he suffered, you know, in terms of how they connect with jungle support. So BB is completely in the dumpster, but I think the G2's position is still very strong. Tana's very fed. Varus is very fed. Q Flash, Gumayushi. Not sure. Here, Korea tries to get both. He tries to CC both. Hans. Like here, if Korea ults as he auto attacks, if he ults when he autos, he will ult the other direction, you know. But if you ult when you don't auto, you turn around. And here comes Capsimus. And BB gets killed by Owner of the Boneless. And they're just trading side. Looks like Kalista, Nautilus lose out on top, and Jax is getting fisted for it, you know. It's like it's not the easiest. It's just like Jax is in a situation where he's doomed if he does and doomed if he doesn't, you know. Here I didn't understand T1 situation. It's like G2 still are very strong without base, and they want to leverage the fact that they're fighting on a team without base while Tristana is bot. But here out of this spot, BB TP's in, and T1 is just really disconnected here. Like, this is just a very, very bad fight from T1. I really don't understand. They're disconnected late to the situation. And this was a massive swing again for G2. They got killed and they got turret, and BB gets to breathe, which is massive. Really, really good. Really big mercs by here for Trist. She wins side against everybody. Ivan has redemption as well in case of a fight, you know. I think that G2 manages to actually make this Jack so strong. I just don't know here, like, does Vi really dodge all vision? Is that what happens? Vi is on ward now. Then Vi goes topside. Vi is on another ward. Like here, he saw Vi so many times, and then he walks on the neutral wave. Here he can just wait. I think BB should just wait. But BB is in the state of mind that if he steals this wave, he can connect to the Drake. But Red Side is not with the intention to... Did Full-Time Pog just say that BB is the best player on G2? Ugh. It was a goofy ass comment that Wuridella had said, so we just chose to ignore it, but BB was not the best player, man. Full-Time Pog, come on, man. So, as mentioned before, I think BB should not walk out on that neutral with the information that he had. And this Drake, the enemy team can't contest it, so he should expect the enemy to be topside. But once again, you know, it's not that big of a deal, you know, but he just uses flash for no reason. To me, a team that goes 2-3 cannot go 0-3. That's very an emotional argument, no? Like, for example, us on Fnatic, right? We beat G2, we went 3-1, and then we lost 3-0 against them. Because they adapted, got better, and we got worse. That's a part of competition. Here, I think this sequence is a highlight to some of the issues. Here, I don't know why Zeus and Vi contest through side. They need to contest through mid. Like, they are so used to Gumayushi pushing every mid wave with crazy conditions. It's like Faker and Guma need to make things work with very little, bro. That's why I have sympathy for them. Because they have these wild stallions on their team, bro. Like here, Vi and Rumble just needs to connect through mid, and instead they are isolating Kalista and Nautilus, and they get caught in between. You know, this is why I think this is such an LPL draft and not a T1 draft, you know? So G2 punish, very good punish. They cut through and they connect. Mickey really hates Korea, wants to kill him. And this is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Here I wonder if they could have just done Nash. But they choose not to. Yak flashes into blue bush. Just weird to me that Yak sticks around and like Varos Braum basing is not that bad. Here Caps gets the Houdini TP out. Very nice. Faker tries to get the cancel, but boom. Now you see me. Now you don't. I wonder if they could have, after tier 2 bot, just TP'd on Nash and forced it. But they're in no rush, right? They generated so much gold and they just spent it. I think that that's okay. I still don't get why Zeus played with Nullifying Orb this game. Jax has a lot of magic damage. Here, Yak just getting caught. I think Yak getting caught in the blue side jungle was problematic because the same thing that I mentioned for Rumble and like Zeus and Owner, this is the same thing. They just need to connect through mid and take control of the river together because they're strong, you know? But here he dies, dry, and they buy time. It's not the end of the day, right? Because they trade for one, but it's still worth to highlight. And in the end, they get Gumayushi Flash too. I just think that when you're in a winning position, like you can get a lot more from here, you know? It's like when T1 was in the winning position in game 1, I think it was a lot better, you know? Like when T1 was in these winning positions and they fucking snowballed and had full control of the side, they just pressured the river way better, you know? And Owner finds a really, really nice flank. Here, Owner overcooked a bit, I think. He's on the flank of the ages. Bro, he never left, bro. I think people underestimate Lethality Varos, bro. Lethality Varos does a shit ton of damage. I think people that you just watch LEC and LCS are too used to Lethality Varos not doing damage because they don't hit their spells. This buy is fucking on the flank of the ages, bro. Like, I like the fact that G2 have the guts here to start forcing Nash, you know, and start to hit it. Because they are hitting it for the sake of BB. Like, they are making sure that BB can farm and BB can peace out. And they're just levering information. This is like super good. They are funneling so much farm into BB. He pushed mid wave, pushed top bot wave. And then he also, of course, you know, took wolves. Like, this is good, man. This is good. And finally, like T1, they sit in this bush. They haven't used their sweepers. Really good ward placement from Mickey. They find the punish. And then boom, Korea dies. And they die. We continue. BB keeps farming. Really good for them, right? Zeus didn't have TP in this entire sequence. Korea didn't die, or they use Callisto ult? Did I lie? Callisto ult, I guess. And now this moment. Ugh. Gosh. But even like the idea in the first place, right? The idea in the first place here to actively look to engage, actively look to brawl. I hate that, man. Like, why are we engaging on the mid wave? Let's just take the soul, yeah. The enemy is not contesting at all. And then, I don't know, bro, Caps is swinging his balls, bro. He really wants the enemy to smell it, bro. Like, look how Caps is playing, man. Korea had vision, guys. Caps is hitting the wave from the bush. He sees everything here. Eesh. This is why I don't like the comp. If Cap dies at any time, it is over. Well, that's like the equivalent of saying, bro, I hate living in a house because if it burns up and I'm inside it, then I die. Like, you can't build a composition around like expecting mistakes. Yeah, it should be very hard to die with Tristana. Caps should buffer this. He should be out, man. It's like Caps did so much heavy work, so I don't even fucking like don't want to fucking fault him for this, bro. He buffered every CC in the world. He buffered everything, dodged it a lot, and like. But Caps gets a pass, man. Caps gets a pass. He buffered every CC in the world, bro, and then this one. Korea on Nautilus is almost poetic, man. He has no W. Gets CC chained. Also, look at the redemption placement, bro. The redemption placement is fucking in Zimbabwe, bro. Like, this redemption is put down for DPS, bro. Look at the redemption. Maybe a little redemption, bro. Nah, it wouldn't have mattered, guys. It wouldn't have mattered. And then, you know, still, it isn't the end of days. It isn't the end of days because during this replay, G2 just gets soul, right, for Nash. And you know, there's room for some activity. There's room for some activity. But then, if my grandmother was a jungle, she would be a bike. A yike, I mean. Ivan, they just lose so much momentum. Like, Faker takes a plant and then combo onto yike. That's not necessary, man. Not necessary, man. Aish. How come when T1 ahead they could do so much but G2 couldn't? It's just a question of those, like, when they were behind on tempo, they didn't like retake the river good enough, you know? And yeah, I got caught in those transitions, and that was a problem. And I think in the windows where they could pressure Nash, I think those were like big windows when they could pressure Nash, you know? And then that Drake situation, bro, the Drake 4, to get caught there, it's very costly, man. How did G2 trio top esports? So G2 played a lot better, and top esports played quite bad. Mako had one of the worst series I've ever seen, and I've watched most of Mako's series in his career. That was a terrible series for Mako. Even, you know, after his down year on EDG because of the drama with Leave and then bringing in Uzi, you know? Did you know Bromo stops Taliaria? That was Mako's worst series ever, you know? Yeah, there was a meta back in 2016 where Brom blocking Talia ult happened like every game, so. Still, I would say in this spot, it isn't over just yet. Talia doesn't have death cap yet, and it's playable. Let's see the climax of the game, you know? That's why Beryl is the GOAT, never ints. True and based. Honestly, when Beryl and Hilly dies, his teammates just don't. The other 9 players don't understand. They are playing in the 4th dimension, brother. Is the ADC difference real here? Maybe this game not so much. Let's take a look at the big fight. I think that in the other games, I think game 1, shit draft, game 2, I definitely didn't feel any impact of the Draven. Here, Mickey doesn't use E, doesn't use spell. This is so dry, man. So dry. So dry, guys. Mickey. Mickey. At least Mickey's back. How did this game end, guys? How did this game end? What happened to Zach? Zach got banned. Cassandra got banned. Then blind picks get funky, bro. Blind picks get funky. You blind pick like Camille Sejuani or Twisted Fate or Renekton. Let's take a look now. I want to know here if Faker inted or if he's the best player in the world. The Talia R is insanely well placed. Like, the Talia R is nuts. But how far should he surf it? That's the question. Because he goes into the pit. He goes into the fucking pit, dude. Game 1 had winnable state even with that G2 draft? No, I doubt it, bro. They lost 2 Drakes, keep that in mind in that game. They had 2 Drakes down. Like, I'm thinking if Faker is on the other side of the wall, doesn't he just do the same thing? Because bro combos 2 very important people, man. That's like here Faker fucking turbos. Like, what he gets out of his abilities is nuts. What happens to Caps? What happens to Caps? Actually, Faker is... Well, honestly, Faker played it so fucking good, man. He played it so fucking good. I think this is really insane. Like, when I looked at this real time, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? He's running it down. But he actually... This is a crazy good play, bro. Like, he ults in, gets W on fucking 2 crucial targets. And he breaks the edge of the night with fucking E before. Look at that, man. And then he combos both and gets all abilities off and gets the Wall of the Ages. The timing maybe could be better in sync with everybody else. Let's take a look at what Korea does. Korea is walking. I'm walking here. And Gumayushi gets Braum spelled, and then they go. Yak dies, and it's fucking gorgeous, man. Let me see that Rumble ult. Bro, they all flash into the Rumble ult, bro. That's no bin Rumble, bro. But what was the damage done of Rumble in this fight, bro? Nah. Shout out to Faker. That was a sick play, man. I say what you will about Faker's tournament, and I have said a lot about Faker's tournament. At least, it doesn't seem to phase him at all, bro. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. He doesn't give 10 fucks. He's like, bro, I died 4 times this game. I don't give a shit, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. He can bounce back within the game. He's fucking full on. You know that movie where this character needs to replay a sequence in the train over and over and over again? You remember that shit? Every game like that is with Faker, bro. Like, he just fucking takes it easy, bro. Honestly, fuck, man. Fuck. The glasses of Zeus are pretty fucking good, bro. Look similar to the one I have, actually. Like, Chovy will never do that. Ah, don't start, Valentine. Don't start, Valentine. Don't stop. All right. Okay, guys. I need to get ready for someone to arrive, but I'll give some quick thoughts about T1 Bilibili, just to get it out of the way. I think last time they played, the biggest issue, of course, was the mid-champion pool. And I think that something that I mentioned about Bilibili and T1 is that I said against T1, not all teams will have room to ban all mid laners. And we could see today that basically they made a choice. Like, they made a choice. They're like, whoa, we can play against Faker's champs, and we're going to ban bot laners because we are more afraid of that. And I think the crucial thing here is that I think Elkin On are better than Hansama and Mickey currently, right? Mickey has his pocket pick, right? But even today on the Poppy, he couldn't get it done. I think that Bilibili, I think they challenge T1 in the right spots. And I don't think T1 is as disciplined as Gen G is. I think T1 shouldn't ban Ahri. They really should, I think. They really should. Unless they're planning to first pick it, right? But in those spots, it's like Tristana gets dangerous, you know? Tristana gets dangerous. It's like, they could do a thing where they ban Trist. They ban Trist, and then the Orianna ban comes through, right? Ori and Azir. Azir ban comes through, and then the Talia contest. And maybe in that spot, they can first pick Ahri and play it like that, right? But I think that this is not uncomfortable for Knight. I think Knight is very happy in Ahri games because he has a lot of answers into Ahri. Against Ahri, you can play shit like Nico, and you can set up Nico Kindred drafts. You can play even Annie. Like he played Vex in a random game, right? Like this is his comfort zone. So I think like getting away from that is good. The main question for me, right, is maybe we have a situation where T1, you know, they know these bans are coming their way. So maybe Faker just found confidence to play like something like Aesol, you know? Maybe he's just going to play Aesol. Could be, right? Like, he played it one time. I don't know, like, if he could be, like, some people mentioned Galio. Like, I will be fucking a throwback, right? A fucking Galio, bro. His Aesol didn't look the best. It didn't. Like, he played one game of Aesol, but maybe he's willing to give it another chance. Because keep in mind, like, he runs it down on some other champs too, guys. You know? But I give Bilibili the edge. I think that Bin is someone that can challenge Zeus in the lane, which I think is important. I really like the adaptations from T1, what we saw today, what we can highlight is tank supports. Keria didn't look perfect, but at least they played them, so their drafts look better. Another thing, I think, is they figured out a way to activate Zeus in lane swaps. I think that's a big plus. That's a big plus. And I think that owner form is pretty good. Owner Vi, Sejuani. I think that owner was really good. The main question for me, bro, is, are they still gonna pick Senna? Are they still gonna pick Senna? Because if I look at draft, how I want them to approach it. If T1 is blue side, for example, I want them to ban Ahri. I want them to ban Tristana. I want them to ban Nautilus. These are the bans I want to see. But I don't want to fucking see this shit, bro. I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see it. And if the same bans run back, right? If the same bans are ran back, honestly, just let Faker play Hui or let him play Aurelion. But don't make him drop. If after today, Keria feels confident on Nautilus, ban Nautilus. Is Tristana worth banning? Looked kind of weak versus Genji. Bro, they had Diana jungle. I mind Senna less if it's Nautilus Senna. I mind it less. So if this is what they want to do, I could see it. Like, let's say they ban like Lucian or something like this, you know? Or they go in this direction. I mind this less, but I think a Nautilus ban makes sense too. Because honestly, I just want to see Gumiyushi on Varus, bro. I want to see Gumiyushi on Varus. The main issue is, if you go Gumiyushi on Varus, Lucian Nami is good. That's why people prioritize Kalista. But I think picking Kalista, if Talia is out, I think makes sense. I think still Gumiyushi Kalista is good. So probably we will see something in this direction. You know? Something in this direction, maybe. Something like that, you know? The main thing is like, what the hell should fucking Faker cook, man? That's the main question. Like, what is he cooking? What is Faker cooking? Like, some people mentioned Galio, bro. Like Galio, Camille, bro. Like Camille will get banned for 5. I think Hui is an interesting shout, right? Hui. I think LB is not that great. Like, he can run back the Corki, right? He can run back the fucking Corki. Maybe it's a Corki angle, bro. You know, maybe Faker can play anything. Kisante mid is too nerfed, like the W charge. You can't tap W. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Faker goes from here, you know. One angle could be... The issue is, if Ahri is open, like if they don't ban Ahri, they don't ban Talia here. So if Ahri is open, I think that they will not ban Talia. So that changes everything, you know? I don't know, maybe they invite Tristana and make him play Hui, right? But the thing is, it's like, the enemy will always look to pick Tristana on 3. And Hui will never get through then. Nah, he's been on a very shitty Corki streak, guys. Like, I don't think anyone's overreacting about his... I don't think no one's overreacting about his Corki, guys. His Corki was good in regular season, but his last Corki games, like this one against TL, was a stinker. This Corki game against Billy was a stinker. You think back to the Corki games during playoffs against How Alive, stinkers, right? He played here, 1 win. I'm trying to remember that game. I don't remember it so clearly, if I'm going to be honest here. I don't remember that game. But who knows? Who knows what he cooks up? Like, he for sure has prepared something, right? He has prepared something. That's what the series will come down to. Faker can play in Yone, but the thing is, Yone is not good. Yone is not a great champ right now. That's the thing. I think also Corki is not so strong as well. It's just that Chovy is an outlier, guys. Yone is not a strong champ. No one wants to play fucking Yone in the Ori, bro. It's very niche. I trust Koma. I think this is a question of, do you trust Faker to figure it out? What if he just fucking picks Ziggs, bro? Boom. I don't know what he's cooking, guys. That's the main question. That's the main question, right? Like, what on earth is Bruder Musas gonna cook in the mid lane? Kisante mid doesn't work anymore because they nerfed. In the past, you could tap W. It was really OP. Tap W was really insane. Is Galio bad? It's like, honestly, against fucking Knight... Against Knight with these bans, maybe you can play Galio. Like, no meme. Maybe you can. With these bans, I think you can play Galio. Like, people have been chirping about Galio giga long. If there was ever a game, bro, like, let's say they do this. This would be pretty based. This would be pretty based. This would be pretty based. Like, if this was the angle, this would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind this. Because if anything, right, looking at what Knight plays, if these are the bans, I don't know what Knight wants to play into Galio, bro. I don't know. I really don't know. But also, I have to say, guys, like, Nico is not a good champion right now. But I think that if Faker can just have a pushing lane against this team, Billy, I think that might be enough, guys. I think that might be enough. Like, if he just picks Nico and he has prior early levels and has a nice flash, I am very happy, bro. Like, I think that's like I think Nico support is a lot better than Nico mid. But in terms of what T1 is as a team, keep in mind, it's like if the enemy bans 3 mid laners, you're going to have your prior of AD, you're going to have your choice of AD, right? You're going to be able to pick your bot lane combo. There's more room for of course, Zeus to do more. And maybe Nico is just like a neat solution where you just lock it in, right? You pick Kalista, you pick Nico. Let's say you pick this, right? Let's say this is the draft. You threaten Nico support. Enemy doesn't know exactly the bans to do. It's hard to pick mid. Maybe it's not so easy, right? Maybe there's a trade-off like this, right? Could happen. Something in this direction. So maybe you just fucking pick Nico for him, you know? Faker LeBlanc is open too. The thing is, Faker LeBlanc is not a champ you can pick in every game. Doesn't matter how good you are on LeBlanc. It's not an easy champion to pick. In which context can Veigar work against low-range comps? Like if enemy has a Kali mid and Vladimir top and Zaya Rakan, like Veigar can be very good. Like you guys remember Nemesis against Faker playing Veigar? What happened to T1 Ash Prio? It's still there. It's still there. It's just something that gets banned a lot, right? Here they choose Renato over it because they see Senna Nautilus, which makes sense. Here T1 goes Senna Tam. This was the Senna Tam obsession, right? And here Billy on blue side, when they have room to first pick Kalista, they do indeed just ban Ash, right? And then in this series, Ash was permabanned. So there's that, you know? So I think the Nico could be a neat solution. Why are there so many mid bans this Tony? Well, I think for Chovy reasons, I think Chovy has the perfect champion pool for this meta. So there's Chovy. For the other side, I think Faker and also Knight, you can argue, and also Cream, they have limited champion pools, right? They have limited champion pools, so you can target ban and you throw them off. Genji against Billy, I know a lot of people talked about Chovy tanking bans and still being good, but Knight also tanked a lot of bans. Ari, Talia was something that was banned against him, and also in 4-5, if he didn't pick mid, he took more bans, you know? So I think against Chovy, it's like bans that you feel like he's going to carry on. But I think against the others, it's just about cutting the champion pool and attacking them where it hurts, you know? Well, let's see. I think that's it, guys. I need to clean and prepare my room more. What do you think Kassadin has been played? I think Kassadin needs level 11, and the game usually is decided before that. I think that the payoff is not big enough, and Kassadin is short range, and I'm not a fan of that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. We have some more gaming tomorrow. I have someone that is coming to check the damage in the apartment because I have some water damage and so forth. It's quite frustrating, but worse things in life can happen. To end, just to make sure that it's clear, I do predict Billy win here. I do think they're going to 3-1 T1 tomorrow. But this tournament is very dynamic, and Billy, you know, like if they are going to have shitty drafts, like we've seen some terrible drafts this tournament, right? Like some absolutely atrocious drafts, like this one is quite rough, right? And There's, for example, the Bilibili game yesterday, right? The Bilibili game, like this one, like what the fuck is that? Or game 1 of G2 today, what is that? You know, like these are straight up losses, you know, for auto draft, and you put on the back foot, the preparation doesn't land, T1 is warm now, they have to play back-to-back BO5s, shit can happen. But based off of what I've seen so far, I'm gonna go with Bilibili, and I hope that my reasoning makes sense, you know. I talked about draft mostly, but I think Bilibili can contest him 2v2 bot, which is super important. Bin can match Zeus, which I think is good. I think Knight has been playing better than Faker, which I think is a plus, right? And then I think just in the current meta game where you play melee supports, it's like I do think that Shun and On is still the best mid-jungle duo at this tournament. I think that what Genji does so well and why they match well against them is that Keen and Chovy are the most disciplined side laners in the world. And Faker and Zeus are not. Faker for other reasons than Zeus. Zeus is just undisciplined, while Faker always has to fucking push side lane on his own and try to figure it out. And we saw Team Liquid punishing that, and I think Shun and On are very good at suffocating you when it comes down to it. And I think an additional detail is that what Bilibili has, what G2 was missing today, is that they swing hard in the Drake situations, river situations, they swing really hard. And G2 got caught in the in-between, they didn't punish in the in-between, and Bilibili doesn't let up on that. So I expect the Bilibili victory. And I hope for a Bilibili victory, not because I don't like T1, but I just want to see that Genji Bilibili rematch. I think it would be a lot more interesting than seeing Genji T1 for the 80th time. So, there's that. Thank you so much for watching. How about you guys watch some ads before I leave? No, I'm kidding. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to send them. Cheerio. Beep, beep. Cheerio. Bye-bye. Love to see you all here. I need to watch this journey, bro. I'm smelling like armpit, bro. The armpit. What's the game prediction? 3-1. 3-1.